All right, hello and welcome to Kelly's Wordy Reactions. I want to thank you for stopping by today. And if you would please hit the thumbs up button and like the video as you come in. Also subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Those things help me. And there is a universal law that says that if you give, it shall be given back to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will other people pour back into you. So let's face it, it feels good to do things that you know will benefit someone else, but knowing that there's a promise that the same goodness is coming back to you multiplied makes it even better. All right, so let's get into it. So there is so much going on in the Nesto Shirley Strawberry's husband, as we know him, Sonya Dre saga this week, right? Sorry about that. So we just got a Nesto and Dre call. There has been Nesto and Sonya calls. Sonya came out, was it yesterday? I don't even know what time it is. But Sonya came out in the last 2 days, right, and said that she's done. She's leaving Nesto. She came out and said that on Infamous Sylvia's channel. And then she did her own live stream about it. She says that she's done. And she's done because she finally heard him say something that was unbearable for her. And she can't look past it. She can't move past it. That's it. So yeah, that's what she says about that. So she says she's finished. I thought it was interesting that she came out on Sylvia's channel and said it. I did, because, you know, why? She has her own channel. So I'm not quite sure why she would need to come out and say it on Sylvia's channel. And then we have, on the same day she said it, apparently Nesto went to court and he was going in for some bond reductions. Apparently some things did get reduced, but in the process, it was noticed that it was noticed that the CP charges were still on the caseload to be discussed. I'm not sure what the correct terminology is, but so the CP charges were still there up for discussion. And so Nesto's attorney said to the judge that she wasn't sure why those were still there. And to that, the judge said that she didn't see anything that had been dismissed about them, or dismissal paperwork. I think that's maybe how she put it. And then there was another woman. What was her name? We'll just call her the lady district attorney. So the lady district attorney chimed in and said, so there's no dismissal paperwork because that hasn't been entered in. And basically, I'll do whatever I need to do for the paperwork side, but we're going to revive those cases and put out and indict those cases. So it was just like, wow, really? I guess I didn't know that could be done. I think I would have thought that once something was dismissed, whoever got it dismissed would have, because I think there's a way to dismiss where something can be brought back, and there's a way to dismiss where there's no way that it can be brought back. I don't know, but obviously it can't be brought back because that's what they're talking about doing now. So yeah, just a lot, just a whole lot, right? So anyway, what I wanted to react to right now is just the whole Sonya quitting Nesto thing. And I'm going to tell you just my honest reaction about it. My honest opinion, right? Just off the dome. I think that in light of what happened in court that day, and also in light of so you've got what looked like you were making headway. Now you may not even make any progress. Now you may be right back to square one with absolutely no progress being made on any other charges, because the CP charges getting dismissed made it seem like everything has not been for nothing, right? So if the CP charges are coming back, it's just looking like, wow, really? So nothing that I have been doing has been working. And I'm pretty sure that thought process is for Nesto as well as Sonya. But just speaking to Sonya leaving Nesto, right? So my honest opinion is that Sonya listens to the different vloggers, I don't know, bloggers, vloggers. She listens more than what she's saying, a whole lot more. The consensus that I can, from me anyway, and then from what I can tell from any of the other people that I listen to on this subject, anybody else, everybody else is talking about Shirley at this point as though the consensus is, thank God she found out. Thank God that all this stuff has happened so that she can lose this loser, that he can be, you know, he had to be shaken out of her hands like pretty aggressively, right? This is aggressive that she had to, it had to end up this way. But thank God that at least she's not having to put up with this anymore. And I think, honestly, I think, you know, how can you listen to the things that all of us reactors, all of the commentators, no matter how big, or me, I feel like I'm probably one of the smallest channels that does commentary on this. No matter how big or small, everybody seems to think the same as far as Nesto being a con artist, in our opinion, in our humble opinion, in our bold opinion, in our alleged opinion. Like, I think everybody would pretty much agree. Not that I'm speaking for anybody, I only speak for myself, but it's what I've said since I started hearing about Nesto, since I started following phone calls from prison calls and the whole nine. For me, it's always been Nesto as a con artist. For me, the ways that he is in his personal life, to me, it proves up that he could have done the things that he is being accused of. Could have, for me, in my mind, because of how he is in his personal life. That's just what it is for me. Now, of course, nobody's going off of my opinion for if he's actually going to get found guilty. I'm not the jury, I'm not anything. I'm not looking at the actual evidence that goes along with the actual accusations. I'm not looking at any of that. I'm just looking at how he is, how people have talked about him to be, the things that he was doing in his life, just the ways that he was moving around. Never felt, well, I'm not going to say never, but hardly ever felt like he was just this married guy that was doing business, whatever business he was doing. He was just legitimately doing business and being a married guy, being a businessman, being an entrepreneur. When I look at Nesto's Instagram and things like that, it just always feels like very disconnected. Like he started out talking a lot about the barbershop and being very loud about the barbershop, but then it ended up like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, does a barbershop get you to Rolls Royces and Bentleys and it just, how did we get from here to here? And I think if there was a connection, if he had started rebranding himself as like I don't know, stock market guru or some type of investor or something, to where you could see, how did we get from here to here? I might think differently. But when he's talking about doing deals, it's all very, very disconnected. Like, what are we doing? Where are we going here? And all I'm saying about Sonya and all of this is that I can just believe that because the calls are out and because all of whoever's talking about it, all the different channels that are talking about it, I can just believe that she would have been listening to some of it and seeing what is all the fuss about, because she was always talking about, excuse me, the calls are so boring. All we're talking about is our day and this and that and the other thing. I just feel like she, at some point, she looked to see, like, what do they have to say? What are they always talking about? And if you look at any one of us, most of us are talking about the fact that this, pointing out the things about Nesto. I mean, yes, of course, there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of poking fun at Sonya. It just is. But on the other side of that is just a lot of pointing out Nesto, like Nesto's vocabulary. Nesto not being able to know how to spell Joan from Jane. Not being able to know how to spell Owens from Overton. Putting words that we don't even know what the word is, or his misuse of vocabulary, like simple vocabulary. You know, we point out when he seems to be conning. We point out when he's conning. We point out he talked this way to this person. He talked that way to that person. And it's not just that it's, you know, a different person and you speak a little bit differently, you know, from person to person. No, I mean, he's telling this person one thing, he's telling that person something else, and it doesn't connect. It doesn't, like, it's not right. You know, all of the pointing out how he's doing Shirley, how he still wants Shirley, how he still wants access to Shirley, how he, I don't know, allowed Sonya to have access to something that Shirley bought, paid for, and then Sonya went and misused it and abused it and ran it up and ran it out. I mean, you might not want to hear this stuff about yourself, but when you hear it about yourself, okay, that's one thing. But when you look at the person that is over here kind of manipulating you, navigating you around, I don't know, just when you look at the rights and the wrongs of it, I just feel like when you look at everything that's being said, it is pretty undeniable. I don't know why somebody would want to be with a person that everybody else is saying, thank God that woman got away from him. Thank God that woman dodged a bigger bullet than what she already got hit with. You know, thank God this woman is away from him and you're sitting over here with the person, and while everybody else is laughing at you for being with them and praising the other woman for, you know, finally getting away from him, finally talking to him like they need to be talked to. We're praising Dre for talking to Nesto like he needed to be talked to, right? And it's just, I'll never believe that she wasn't listening to people on this here YouTube and online everywhere, probably TikTok, probably Instagram. I don't know where everybody is, but I know the main people that really, really, truly keep up with the story as far as the court documents, as far as everything, as far as investigations and, you know, finding people and interviewing different people and all of that, that's happening here on YouTube. One woman just came by herself. She just put her stuff out, and that was Fran from Real Talk Bougie that knew about that woman and alerted the YouTube streets about that woman's testimonial about working at Nesto's Buckhead, because she knows her from another sector of YouTube. And then Nyla from Grown Woman Vibes, she went and procured an interview from another woman who also worked at Nesto's Buckhead for a short time. How can you deny all these things, all these different people, all these women saying what it is, just looking at it for purely what it is? If he was a different way, we'd have to say something different. The man shows up how he shows up. He says what he says. He does what he does. He Mac Daddy's his way through, you know, everything. We hear, you know, this is the funniest thing. One of the funniest things anyway. What's the man's name? Dre. Dre told Nesto that in the beginning, he didn't know if it was Nesto saying these things, or no, not in the beginning. It was when Nesto said something about him that was very ugly and derogatory or whatever. And he says, I don't know. I don't know. I think, you know, I don't know, you know, if it's you or, you know, maybe it's AI. Either Dre said that or he said other people had told him that. So he says, I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's AI. So in the same conversation, when Nesto got a chance to say something, he said, yeah, that's what it could be. You know, all this, you know, they can make anything they can. And then Dre said, no, man, it was you. It was you. And so then now Sonya is seeing, okay, wow, he said all these things about me. Wow, that's a lot, right? And Sonya says that she spoke with him about it, and what he tried to do was deflect. And the first thing that he said was, you know, that's AI. Someone made that up using AI. I think Sonya is using a very convenient door to exit. I think that she's probably been looking for an exit. I really do. I really do. I think she's been, but I don't necessarily think that this is a hard, like, you know, I have cut you off. Like the way that she's saying that it is, I don't necessarily think that it is, because she's still answering to little things and doing little things to help, even when she said, like, I'm out. I think she wants the responsibility to be gone from off of her. I think she doesn't want him to be looking to her and pressuring her for bond money and even this, you know, this phone money. I think she probably thought that, I don't know, even if he had to go to prison for a little while, she probably thought it would already be kind of like into it and maybe on the way out, on the way finished by now. It's been long. It's gonna be longer. I think enough proof has been presented to her, not only from his call, but also from just different ones on YouTube pointing these things out. And not only us, but she can listen to the calls for herself. She can listen to him on the playback for herself. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, you know what, I don't want to be doing this with you. This is not what that is. And just from the playback alone, she could have decided, oh, what was I thinking? What am I doing? You know, if you just really look at everything that's being presented, look at when he was talking to you, or look, listen, whatever. But look and listen to when he was talking to you, Sonya. Listen to when he was talking to Shirley. Listen to when he was talking to Dre and Dion and Lamont. And you begin to see, which is something that I've always kind of thought, you know, it gives you a really, really good look into someone's thinking, what they are thinking when they're talking to this person, what they're thinking when they're talking to that person, what they're thinking about you and not telling you when they're talking to other people. So to me, it's always been the aspect of reality shows that the watchers love to watch and the participators get paid for, but it a lot of times changes their whole life, because most people in their life can't stand to actually know what people are thinking, that they're not telling you what they're thinking, and what they're willing to tell somebody else about you that they're not willing to tell you to your face. How they are with this person versus how they are with you. They went to the party with this person, they did this, they had this type of time. They went to the party with you and they did this, they had this type of time. They went over this person and the cameras were there and they talked this way. And then you looked at the playback before the reunion and you saw them sitting there with so-and-so and such, and they didn't even bother to tell you that they went over their house and talked to them. And then you got to see how they talked to them. Like, it doesn't work to have your mind read. It doesn't work. It does not work for your relationships. And that's essentially what we're seeing play out here. So yeah, I think this is a no for now. I think Sonya wants to get on with her life and times and do Sonya. And I think that all this stuff that happened is just kind of like, let this be the reason. Let this be the reason. What happened? Okay, good enough. That's the reason. Because I've been listening to these calls for myself. I've been listening to all these ladies. I've been listening to them praise Shirley, and thank God that Shirley is away from this man and he's over here on me, sucking me dry, leeching off of me. And, you know, good news if it's true that he said anything about me, because that gives me every reason to exit stage left. And if I want to dip back in and see what's going on, if some of this stuff starts getting dropped and, you know, if things start looking up, then that's fine too, because I will have been able to say, oh, you said that real foul stuff about me, and that's why I had to leave. But, you know, I get it. I forgive you, you know, because we know that if Sonya wants to get something and forgive something, that's exactly what she's going to do. If she wants to, she done overlooked all of these crimes that this person has been charged with. She's overlooked all these seemingly credible people that charged him. I don't know the people, but seemingly credible people that have charged him, that have pressed charges against him. Just overlooked all of them, overlooked his children, his stepdaughter relationship, his real daughter relationship. Just none of them matter when Sonya decides that she's going to come up with you some alibis and some excuses. None of it matters. So, it's a no for now. It's not a hard no. It's a no. It's a convenient no. It's like, thank God he finally did something where I can like legitimately shake him off for a while and do my own thing. And if I come back and things are looking up and he's going to be able to, he's not going to have to be on me. I'm not going to have to, he's not going to be pressuring me to figure out where this money is coming from. And if he's going to hit the street, then okay, then I'll, you know, figure something out. I'll figure out some forgiveness and some other type of strategy whenever I need to. But right now, I'm going to redeem some of my own time. And that's what she did, and that's what she's doing. So you know what? I was going to actually play a little bit of her live stream, but I really don't think I need to. I really do think that's what that is. And so yeah, I'm trying to think, did I want to add anything to that? Anyway, one aspect of all of this was, you know, Sonya kept saying this is the season finale. But, you know, before Sonya, you know, bounced onto the scene, we were looking at the calls from October 2022 when every other date that phone calls from prison put up, and we were, you know, putting the pieces together of how all this came together. And now that Sonya has done her season finale, it's I don't see it going anywhere. I don't see, because it never was Sonya that we were following the story of. We're following the entire situation, and we don't even see anything how this is rounding up for Nesto any type of which way. I mean, just when we thought one thing was kind of tucked out of the way, now that is potentially coming back. If we listen to Lady DA, that is coming back the way that she put it. Now, it remains to be seen, but it sounded like she was thinking, I don't know who did that on my off day, but that's not what that is. I'll sign whatever I need to sign for right now. But yeah, that's coming back to life. So this is just like, wow. So he doesn't have anything decided. Like nothing is out of the way. Everything, all the balls are still up in the air. And so, yeah, and we still don't know everything that we don't know that came out in the phone calls that are already over with phone calls from prison. So we'll still be, as far as I'm concerned, I'll still be reviewing calls and putting my little puzzle pieces together and seeing what else comes up. So, so yeah, have fun in South Africa, Sonya. Have fun. And if it's bye-bye for Nesto, then I guess I'm happy for Sonya that Sonya got away as well, because I don't think he's fit for any type of a relationship, even a side chick relationship. I mean, especially kind of like he said, especially a side chick that doesn't, you know, she didn't know her part. She still won't own up to the fact that she was a side chick. Like, that's exactly who you were. And like I said on one of the, I guess it was the call that she's mad about, like, nobody, these men aren't pressing each other for money because they know what time it is. They know that they get, or I won't say they, but I guess Dion, I will say, because he said that he tells his woman that there's other women that can't afford him and she knows she doesn't have anything to worry about. These are those men that get women to do what they need done. They're not going to ask each other. They're not going to press their family members. They're not going to press their children. They're not going to press their parents or their siblings. Or that's what you are for. That's what you're for. And you just had no idea what your position was, because there are some women that not only will do what Sonya did, but they'll do it more proficiently. They'll, you know, they know that, okay, I'm here for the money. Okay, I'm here for the good time. Okay, I'm here for agreeableness, money, and a good time. And they know that, and they do that role because they know that that's what I'm here for. I'm here to go along, get along, fun things, and provide a good time. There's people that do it all day, every day. And it was like agreeableness, yes. Some money, yes. Nearly enough money, absolutely not. And not enough agreeableness because you didn't understand that that's completely what you were there for. Your role in a person like that in their life, like that's what they need you for. They're not going to family members. They're not going to children. They're not going to spouses that fall by the wayside because they get tired. They're going to you. That's what you're there for. And I'm not even being facetious. Like, that's why they have a certain type of person. And he thought you were a certain type of person. Sonya represented herself like a certain type of woman. And he thought, you know, this is it. But then when the rubber start meeting the road, then they're really, that ability to go to that bank, like Sonya said that one time, I could just go to the bank and get it. See, that ability to go to the bank and just get it, he was counting on that. You was talking, bumping gums, but he was literally counting on that. So, and then when he started to see that that's not what that is, he started to get mad. And then you get conversations like the one that he had that made you mad. But really, you didn't understand. You didn't understand. But anyway, that's my reaction to Sonya quitting Nesto. Did Sonya, Shirley Strawberry's husband's side piece, did she quit Nesto? So there's my reaction. And if y'all can't tell already, I am getting very sleepy. When I sat down here, I thought, oh, I feel good. I feel energetic enough to go ahead and get in and really, you know, like go ahead and get into this content. And I'll probably even review like a couple of videos. And the more I talk, the more sleepy I get. Like I can barely get these words out of my mouth. So before y'all think I'm drunk or high or whatever, I'm telling you, I'm just sleepy. Special thanks to Phone Calls from Prison. As always, I got gifted a membership from Phone Calls from Prison the other day. And I guess I looked in my email and I saw that I had been gifted. So thank you so much for either, I don't know if Phone Calls gifted them out or if I got gifted from a subscriber, but I thank you for that gift membership from either PCFP or whoever it came from. And I have a membership as well. We're the Pivotal Minds, and I'm going to start dropping some things in the Pivotal Minds membership. So I will let you know when I get, you know, whenever there's something for me to put in members. So I'll be looking into doing that very soon. But anyway, I hope you all have a great day wherever you are, whatever time it is. I hope everything is going well for you. And once again, I thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.